Good morning to you. Welcome to the bright new Friday. Friday, the 31st of July 2026. And why? You see, I see that I have to try and set myself right because since the amputation of my right leg, it's a bit difficult. Yes, it's blankets, I'm on the bed in the bedroom. Not like I can go into my studio and sit down on a fancy desk and say, hey, hello, hello, hello. I have to sit there and I have to dictate like this. But it's sort of weird looking at yourself like as if your head's tilted over. When you try to tilt back, it's very uncomfortable. Maybe. Anyway, I waffle too much. One of the things that I do is I create intelligent prompts. When a person is using an AI, you would like to achieve the best results, not just some half baked, uh, generic sort of answer that might have errors. So I create special prompt makers that tell the AI or instruct the AI on what I want and what I don't want specifically. Because if you say to an AI, I want a picture of the ocean with the moon on it, well, that can be left open to a huge interpretation of things. But if you said, I want a picture of the island of Rhodes under the moonlight with the ocean and seashells and the crashing waves on the beach, the result I guarantee you would be very much different. The thing about AI is people fear AI because they think that, oh, the AI is so clever, the AI is going to get me. But in fact, the AI is nothing more than, you can't even call it intelligent because they're made by human beings, and in no ways they're clever people, but not intelligent people. And that's not meant in a derogatory way. Even the brightest among us sometimes gets a little bit dim. So these prompts I've done, I create a special set of tools. For example, if you were going to use a spreadsheet and you needed functions and you needed like full instruction, I would create a web page that has all these items on that all you would need to do is select the different parameters, feed them into your AI, and your AI would then respond accordingly, giving you the answer that you want. But it's not just a matter of throwing a lot of questions and parameters at the AI. It's a matter of understanding of what the AI needs to understand about what you're doing. Because very often, if you don't do it right, it gives you the totally opposite result. I love creating classical music. Now AIs have never been able to create proper classical music. These musical AIs can create little tidbits, 30 seconds of this and that, but they can't create on their own. Even if you write, I want a piece of classical music like Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, it would give you something very bad. Very bad. Yet, if you feed in stuff in your to your prompt, it tells it exactly what you want, the year, the genre, the type of instruments, uh, the ornamentation, and that sort of thing. I guarantee you, your result will be much more professional. You just need to have a look at some of the musical AIs and some of the videos I've done lately where you wouldn't even know I've used AIs to see what sort of um, results can be achieved. Even AIs for image creating, even prompts for image creating and animating, AIs like Meta, you need to be specific. If anybody out there wants any help, please feel free to ask a question. I'm always willing to help. And if somebody wants me to build them something, yes, I can do that. Obviously, there might be There will be a small fee. There might not be. I might be a small fee because I need to support myself. My one-legged self. Yeah, sorry, that eye that keeps on doing that. Welcome to the house of weird. That's I had an up on earlier on this year. As I've been bedridden for a couple of weeks, I need to actually try and get that eye into an eye bath and say, come, eye bath, please, bath, splish, splash, because it's not exactly wiped out yet. It's early in the morning. It's 6:37 South African time, Friday, the 31st of July. I'll tell you one thing. People say, oh, just thank God you're alive today, that you woke up. When you've been visited by death so many times, like I have over the last few years, you're not brave. You're not brave. You're not strong. It's your life. You just have to do it. So thank you to those who've supported me so far. And any help is really appreciated. And have a blessed weekend. Once again, like, share, comment, ask a question. I'm always here. Thank you.